Well, looks like my prediction that it was going to be coming out early was kind of correct, but also wrong because I didn't think it was going to be coming out on Friday, so that's definitely going to be a very busy day for both the NA and JP side of things, but a surprise to be sure, but we welcome it. Getting the 20 million download campaign early is certainly going to be quite hype over here on the NA side of things, as it not only brings the SR ticket, which I did a little bit of a guide on if you would like to go check out that video, but it brings, you get like quartz and there's banger banners. Let's just kind of start diving through this. We'll break down what we're going to be getting in this, and it's just a lot of really good stuff because I was looking through this earlier and I was like, oh, I forgot some of the really nutty things that we're getting with this. Personally, the SR ticket's really hype and all, but I'm really excited that we're finally getting blue apples, which I'll explain when we get there. So, as always, if you'd like to be informed on the goings-on of both versions of the game, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments down below. But first and foremost, the most hype thing is that you're going to be able to get a 4-star SR servant. Now, I don't think any of the limited ones are on this. I believe it is just the general pool and story lock servants. Again, I did a whole video kind of breaking down, albeit very briefly, which servants I think are really solid choices and which servants are pretty good, and then some that, might just be kind of mid. You might like the servant, but you're probably not going to use them very much, and then obviously some of the stinkers that you should probably shy away from. There's kind of like two mindsets going into this. It's either picking someone that's really good or picking a servant that you like / that is more rare because they're story locked. Me personally, I'd rather just have a really good servant that I also happen to like, but we'll find out who I'm going to be picking because I still have not decided. I might go for an NP2 copy of Jalter. I might go for Zenobia. Who knows? I still don't even have Hephaestus, so we'll see about that. But the other thing that I kind of forgot about is that we also do get this SR craft essence. See, it's down here, which I know some people might kind of be stressing about, like, oh my goodness, I've been thinking about the servant that I have to pick up that I didn't consider what CE I'm going to get. And realistically, you don't gotta, stress that much about it. None of these are probably going to change your account that much, but I will say stuff like Iron Will training is very solid if you're doing more defense-oriented team comps, if you're trying to reach that 100% defense threshold. It does have a niche for that, but what most people are probably going to be picking is something along the lines of the Imaginary Element or the Ilia CE down. Oh, it's way down here. Yeah, this one, because they start you off with a decent bit of NP, and if you max limit break them, they're 75%. So they're kind of like baby K-scopes, and they can be very nice if you don't have K-scope, or if you're trying to, kind of conserve team cost a little bit, because obviously as a 4-star CE, it's a bit cheaper. But some of these other ones aren't bad. Like, I think the Iris Field one and these new wave ones that they kind of brought out, the ones that give you like the card buff and then the NP starting charge, I think those can be very decent. If you don't have Necromancy, it's a very funny like meme CE, because it's technically infinite guts if you can get it to keep triggering. So, if you want to roll the Gamba, you can try and go for Necromancy, because it is very funny on some servants, obviously, if you can get it to proc. I mean, we talked about Herc yesterday, but very hilarious if you can trigger like 9 guts in a row. I know people like Hijikata are also pretty good for it, or even the Mary Ann and Bonnie Reed, both of the versions, because they really like to be at like 1 HP, so having Necromancy can just kind of have them maintain that level indefinitely. Again, it's not a very high chance that you're going to proc that, but it is very funny, admittedly, especially if you can get it pulled off. I also think the last CE over here is also very good, giving you a male power mod, well, not power mod, but special defense, right? Although we do have another CE like that. I want to say it's like Mashes on it. I'm forgetting the name of it, but this is obviously like kind of like a different take on it, because instead of getting what I believe is 20 to 25% defense, depending on if you have it max limit broken or not, you get NP gain, which is pretty nice. So I think that can be very good. These, I believe, are just the Lost Belt things. I think these are the ones that you get for finishing the Lost Belt, and they have them, grayed out question mark mystery, because, yeah, to avoid spoilers, we went ahead and just slapped that on there. So I wouldn't stress too much about it. I would just go for a CE that maybe has somebody that you like on it, or you want to try something out with, because odds are you're probably not going to use them all that often, but you might, so, use your own discretion, decide if you want the meme CEs or if you just want to pick something with some nice art. But then we're also going to be getting 30 cent quartz because we always hit these things. So that's always very nice. We love to be getting a free multi, especially when we have banger banners coming up. Obviously, we're going to have the login that's always very, very good, where we get like 10 tickets. It's like 10 gold apples and then a bunch of foes and EXP cards. Honestly, I kind of wish they would give us more than 10 EXP cards, if I'm being frank, because 10 EXP cards, it doesn't really go as far as, say, 10 apples or 10 summoning tickets. But the foes are always very nice because, as I mentioned a couple videos ago, I don't even have all of my servants like normal foed because they keep putting out new servants and I just do not have enough foes, even playing all the events and whatnot. I guess I could use the one from the friend point gacha, but I'm way too lazy to do that. But I know for me personally, I'm very excited about getting the fruit, the apples, because I'm still reeling after the lottery event. I still have absolutely no apples. And so I'll stream and I'll be like, well, we did our 3 missions for the day. I guess we'll just have FGO discussion now because I don't want to waste them on this event. And then this is also very nice. What this means by the accrued login bonus is that if you log in 5 days, you don't miss a login day, you'll get all of these rewards. So make sure you're logging in at least every single day to get these rewards, because the lures and the rare prism can be very nice, as well as the gold foes, I suppose, as well. Then we come down to some of the missions. Obviously, most of you guys are going to be able to get these things done. Like, are you going to play the main quest? You're going to play any story? It's super easy to do, and you just get free stuff back for it. I mean, look at all the Saint Quartz you're getting, and then extra little goodies, which I suppose technically my want of getting more than 10 EXP cards, because it would go a lot farther to get like 100 EXP cards, especially if you're trying to 120 somebody. I guess technically we do get more EXP cards. You just have to play the missions. But this, I think, is the most gas thing about the 20 million download campaign. I know that everyone's going to be like, ZTL, that's crazy. A free SR is really, really nice, but you have no idea how beneficial these blue apples are. And if you don't know what these things do, basically, say FGO is having a dry period, or you finish the event and you log in and you're like, man, I don't want to farm dailies. Like, I just can't be asked. What you can do is you can convert the AP that you have into these blue apples and then use them later. Think of it as just storing your stamina for a later use. And so it's technically free apples every single day. And it's super useful when you start getting stuff like lotteries or very, very hype events that you want to maximize the amount of times you'll be able to farm them. If you play Star Rail, it's like their stamina system, except you have to manually do this. It doesn't just happen in the background, but still same concept, taking stamina that you're not using and storing it for a later use. It is so nice, dude. It is so nice that we finally have this and that we got it a little bit early. So, I'm going to start stashing these away for the next lotto we get, which I think that's the end of the year. I think it's Morganfest is the next lotto, I believe. It's not like end of the year. It's like November or something, I believe. But yeah, they kind of explain it right here, but you just convert your not used stamina into these blue apples, which is really nice. This I'm very looking forward to. As you guys know, I have been working on 120ing my Morgan, so if you are trying to do that as well, you're working on grailing and all that good stuff, now is a good time to break out those EXP cards. I have all of my EXP cards stashed away from Lotto because I have been waiting for this moment so I can hopefully make a dent in getting her to 120. I don't think we're going to fully get there, but I could put a good dent in it, hopefully. Obviously, dailies are going to be half off, but we have an event going on. I mean, unless you really need something like caster cookies or lancer gems or statues, whatever have you, you should probably just still be playing the event instead of doing dailies. But maybe you can't participate in the event. Maybe it's too difficult for you. I don't know. So you at least have something that you're able to do and get more bang for your buck. Honestly, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think this should really be permanent. I think making the dailies 20 AP would actually be a bit more fair than 40 AP, because I feel like, doing a QP run and getting anywhere from like 4 to 5 mil QP with all the CEs equipped for 40 AP just, I don't know, doesn't really seem as worth. So I don't know. That's just kind of like a hot take that I've had, that, just keep it reduced, keep it down, because it's really nice. It makes it feel a lot better. Percival's obviously getting an interlude, so, more Saint Quartz if you're going to do that. It's just nice. We're going to be getting a new CE in the shop, which is nice, but it's not like you got to be, doing backflips and selling all this stuff. So you're like, oh, I got to have enough mana prisms for this, which, to be fair, if you farm the lottos decently enough, you should have enough to get this. And again, it's nice. Speaking of QP, you get extra QP and Mystic Code EXP, but it's not like you gotta have this. You're probably gonna focus on, Chaldea, like tea time, lunchtime, all those other like more staple CEs from the shop, or like the Mona Lisa and Bella Lisa stuff. Also, I know a lot of people are going to be very excited for this, but we are getting Jalter's Shinjuku outfit permanently added to the dress shop, which is very, very nice. So if you did not get this when it initially came out, now you have a chance to go ahead and get it. So that's super dope. I was like crossing my fingers. I was like, maybe we get the Jalter animation update early, but no, of course they would not do that. So I'm like, all right, okay, I'll play with the Gremlin Jalter for 2 more years, but at least I know that it's coming. Obviously, Second Archive is getting expanded, which is nice. Maximum followers to 10 is very nice for you newer players, although this will be less of a big deal, I suppose, when they add the quality of life upgrade that lets you use the NPs of people that aren't your friend, because as you guys know right now, if you're not friended with somebody or you're not following them, you can't use their NP when you bring them into battle, but they will eventually fix that in the future. But for now, this is very nice. And again, it'll still be very good for newer players, because if you find someone that's really, really good and you want to keep using, say, I don't know, you find someone like NP5 Castoria that you're going to just use to carry you through the story, or you find like a really strong Chi Shi Huang, a Ku Alter, a Herc, someone that, can help you solo a lot of the bosses in the game, and you could just follow that guy to save them. So now you have 5 additional more options, which is very nice. Tutorial summons being updated, they're adding better servants into it, which, I'm pretty sure most people that are watching this video right now have already started an account, but I guess if you're starting in alt, you have a better tutorial gacha, I suppose. And then finally, we're getting 2 summoning banners, which obviously I think the Castoria banner is an absolute must summon on. She is, in my opinion, the best unit in the game. I don't think it's like she's a whole tier above people like Koyenskaya or Oberon, but she, I think, holds that #1 position very confidently. But there are some decent, 2 and 3, candidates as well. But I just think when you put all the chips down and what they're able to do, I just think Castoria is still the best unit in the game. So if you do not have her, I am telling you that I would highly, highly advise that you go and try to get yourself Castoria. She will make your life a whole lot easier, whether it's, challenge quests, advanced quests, the weird gimmick lotto quest that we had, a couple weeks back. If we get more of those fights, the more gimmicky ones, whatever have you, she's really good for those. Great for 90 plus, great for 90 plus farming, good for just normal farming as well. She's just nuts. She's just good in every respect. And if you didn't get Sith and Bargus, they're also on the banner. Plus, Percival's getting an interlude, and he's going on rate up. So there you go, even more incentive to summon on this banner, but they also, to kind of try to compete with you a little bit, they did drop this spicy banner over here. Makes sense to put Jalter out since you're getting her costume, so if you are a huge Jalter simp like myself, then by all means hit up this banner and grab yourself a copy of Jalter. It's also very, very nice that we have the Jean and Jalter, like I think these are sailor suits that they're wearing, the idle ones. I really want that, but I don't think I'm going to fall for the temptation and try to summon it. But Honey Lake also being on this banner is ridiculous. Honey Lake, if you do not know, is incredible with people like Yang that have the ability to apply burn to people, because I believe Honey Lake gives you Pierce Invul and a burn power mod, which is really, really insane. It helps you capitalize on burn. Not just for Yang is kind of like the poster child of who you use with it, because she already has burn power mod and you're making that even stronger. But even someone like, say, Summer Jalter, who has like a really easy time applying just a metric butt ton of burn onto people, would love to have the CE, because again, being able to Pierce Invul is huge, and then also getting a power mod for your damage over time is ridiculously insane. We do have some really good servants that are also going on rate up. I think Yang is a very good contender to go to summon for. Miss Crane, if you're willing to use those big brain juices, you can go ahead and try to summon for her and do some very fun team comps. And then I think, unfortunately, Jax is in a very bad position, because I think Jax is really, really good. Unfortunately, we are going to be getting the, what is her name? Rikyu. We're going to be getting her later on down the line this year for the Guda Guda event, I believe it is. And she is probably the best quick AoE that we have right now. Yeah, if we're talking about JP, I still think she's probably like number one. There might be like some other people that are competing with her, but again, she's just like Summer Ibuki, but for quick units, right? She's just a Zerk that can farm very well and is also fairly decent if you want to bring her to CQ. So if you really like Jax, I think it's still worth getting her. She's strong, but unfortunately, we know Ricky is going to be coming out. Cleopatra, I've always said, is two different units. There is Cleopatra, who has Imperial Privilege. She's amazing. She's an absolute banger servant. And then there's Cleopatra, who is a wet mop that did not get her Imperial Privilege skills. So use her at your own discretion. And then Shuten, I think Shuten is solid, but you know, you really just gotta like Shuten. Maybe you're into the ASMR, I suppose, but that would have to be the only reason you go for Shuten, because I don't think she's bad. I don't really have a use for her, right? There's nothing that I really am like, oh man, I gotta bring Shuten to this fight. But being able to slap like 7 debuffs on the entire enemy party is quite funny. And having an AoE charm on the entire enemy party is also kind of nice. Maybe you just, I don't know, want to do some memes with Summer Kama, get an extra chart, like charm power mod turn in there. I guess you could do that, but that's pretty much it for this. Let me know what you're most excited about. I know it's probably going to be the Blue Apples or the SR ticket, but maybe you're just really excited to summon for Castoria. I don't know, that could be a very hype thing for you. Let me know what you are looking forward to down there, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace, late guys.